This is where sins are made. Mistakes, calories, all of that. Oh my god, it's so good. These are some billion-year-old rock formations, older than most of the rock music you've heard. I had a bit of a disappointing experience here at Bangalore Fort because no one actually gave information about this earlier. But this may happen to somebody else, so just fair warning. Oh my god! Wow! Wow! What the? What is going on here? Hey everyone, good morning from Bangalore. I have just reached here. It's 8:30 in the morning. The weather is amazing and I have a show with Wild Wild Women at Quest Alliance in a couple of days. But I thought I'll just come over to Bangalore early from Kochi and see what all I can actually accomplish in a day in Bangalore. I'm right now on my way to my friend's house, my friend Sairaj. We're going to be going around for a couple of days. I'm going to keep tomorrow a surprise till the episode actually comes out. But today I'm going to go around in Bangalore, mostly in a car, and I'm going to explore what all I can do in one day. There are a few things that I've had on my bucket list in terms of what I want to eat, which is mostly, I think I'm going to stick to like breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I have been eating a lot on tour and I travel a lot in general. So it's becoming a little difficult to keep eating all the time, even between for like snacks and other small bites, desserts, and things, especially when you're out traveling like this. So I'm just going to stick to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a lot of activities in the middle of that. So stay tuned for this episode of everything you can do in one day in Bangalore. I'm going to keep it a little interesting. I'm going to be tasting a couple of traditional and fusion Kannadiga things, as well as things that have picked up in Bangalore itself, like a good Ambur biryani. So let's see where it goes. I'm just heading to Sairaj's house right now, and from there we will go for breakfast. So stay tuned. Okay, folks, we are on our way to have breakfast at Mavali Tiffin Room, and everyone should say hi to Sairaj.
What's up? What's up?
We are gonna be out for the next 2 days. One day spent completely in Bangalore, and one day at another location which is around Bangalore, but probably not in the state of Karnataka. You're gonna have to wait for that because it's not gonna be in the same episode either. Right now, we are on our way to the original one, which is near the Lal Bagh Botanical Garden. And there's an insane history behind what we're going to eat there. Sometime during the Second World War, when Japan invaded Burma, which was like the capital of rice production in this subcontinent region and in South Asia, the supply of rice was disrupted, and one smart man at Mavalli Tiffin Room had to get creative, which is when he decided to use rava or semolina to create idlis instead of rice. And that substitution is what we are going to eat right now. It has become like super famous in Karnataka in general. The rava idli is what we're after. Sairaj, you were saying something about the building that it is in?
Yeah. So, like you said, Pratika, we are going to the original Mavali Tiffin Room near Lal Bagh Botanical Gardens, which was set up all the way back in 1924. That was the origination of the entire chain
Insane.
of MTR, which has different branches in and around Bangalore city. But the Lal Bagh one is the original one, as you will see once we take your camera over there.
Oh yeah, I'm so super excited to eat this insane rava idli because I don't remember eating a proper authentic rava idli before, and MTR has just become explosive in terms of authentic food from Karnataka. They also make spices and masalas and many other things. I will see you in a bit. Make my way back home. So here we are. This is the OG Mavalli Tiffin house. We are going to go in. As you can see, there's already a bit of crowd since it's a Sunday. And there's a lot of people on the road also generally here. But time to eat some rava idli once we cross the road. That's right. Okay, so this place is overflowing with people. There's people everywhere. and it's going to be a little difficult to get a seat.
1 hour.
1 hour.
You have to wait for 1 hour. You
Whoa.
want to wait?
So should we just take it to go? You think we should do that? Okay, so this place is full and there's 1 hour waiting.
Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for a bit.
Okay.
We'll wait for like half an hour. If we don't get a table, we'll take it to go.
Okay. Wow. That's the waiting. It's crazy. Okay, so when we came here first, we were told that the wait time would be an hour. But luckily, we got a table in 15 minutes because I guess it was just the two of us, and it's okay to be sharing a table here. All we wanted to do was taste the rava idli anyway. So I'm going to get a plate of rava idli. We're going to get filter coffee, and we're probably going to try the dum root. I'm not sure. Let's see. I was going to go to the BB Puram Iyengar bakery for that, but we'll check it out here also and see which one's better. Yeah. Here we are. This is the classic rava idli. That is a huge serving of dum root, which we're going to try also for the first time ever. Dum root is apparently made with ash board and is a delicacy in this part of the country. So let's start with our rava idli. I don't know if I poured that evenly enough, but I did. And this is gonna be eaten with a little of this bhaji kind of thing given on the side. Super cool. Let's see how that tastes. I'm gonna taste this plain first. Wow, okay. That also happened in the middle of all of it. Going for the plain with the ghee on top. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. I didn't expect that. Ghee has like, it has soaked me. Now I'm so delirious and happy right now in my stomach. Just hit the spot. I'm going to try it with the chutney now. I still prefer it alone, but the third shot is with the bhaji. That is good. That combination of flavors is good. But I don't know, maybe it's just me. I am enjoying it plain. It tastes incredible just on its own. I think everything on the side just adds a little to it depending on what kind of taste you enjoy more. But I think I'm just gonna do this like without any sides. I might eat a little of the bhaji because that tasted really nice. But goddamn MTR, what an invention! Here comes in the filter coffee. Oh yeah. We will dig into this dum root which is here in the halwa form. I hope we are able to get this also in the cake form, which will be at a bakery in Vivipuram that we will visit shortly. But for now, it's filter coffee and dum root in halwa form done. Okay, getting in for that first bite of dum root. There's a nice piece of sliced almond on the top. Wow. It has just the right amount of sweetness. Not too sweet, it's not too plain that it's not enjoyable. Such a nice halwa texture. It's like almost like a sheela or a suji ka halwa, but it's made from a completely different ingredient. Lovely. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to let Sairaj eat this a bit. What do you think, man? Yeah. I'm gonna play around with my coffee a little. Have a bit of that. So on our visit here, we met a couple of people who one came here because this place is super popular and it's completely worth the wait. There was a family outside that we were sitting with in the waiting area who said that they came before us, but we got a seat before them because we were just two of us. And we were also sitting across the table with two friends, Praveen and Mahesh, who have been coming here every Sunday as a ritual for the past 35 years, which is so amazing. It just tells you how deep rooted in like the tradition of some people MTR is. And I can just say everything was fantastic. Food was stunning. The dum root was amazing. The rava idli on its own stole the show. It was 100% worth it. And the filter coffee also was great. Like even when we were discussing with these guys, they said MTR is one of the places with maximum consistency across all dishes. And I'm super happy that we came to the original MTR here near the Lal Bagh Botanical Garden, which is where we're headed next. So stay tuned. This was the bill for this sort of feast that we had, even though it was a little bit. 400 bucks for this was so totally worth it, man. I'm really happy we came here. Thank you, Saira. Our next stop is the Lal Bagh Botanical Garden. This garden was actually put together in 1760 by Hyder Ali. It used to be a hub for horticulture. We're also going to check out some very old, billion-year-old rock formations. The tickets are 50 bucks for adults and children is 20. So the glass house, the library, the west gate, and I don't know if we need to go to the directorate building, but we'll start with the glass house and we'll go and check some rock formations out. It's around 11 a.m. and the sun's getting over the head, really. Such a beautiful, quiet place. Pretty little flowers, ooh, pretty little flowers, hanging flowers also.
I really don't want to hear that song.
And bees in my hair, here and there. But that is a fear I have to still get over. In bushes, grown up lawns and holes. Are there any here? I don't know. I don't know. Cute little area. Looks like it houses a little water in other seasons. And right now it only houses kids. Ooh. These plants are standing in salam pose. Let's call them salam plants. If anyone actually knows what these plants are called, please tell me. Because I don't really know as much about plants. They just... Plants and flowers are very beautiful to look at.
There are no.
That's Eugenia. What? I'll be able to see it in the computer later. Very thoughtful to have something like this in here. So cool. And this is the glass house. I don't think there's entry into it. Oh, hello, cute little doggy. But yeah, I think there's some work going on here still. Nice. Surrounding area is very beautiful. There's these nice fountain here. Rather multiple smaller spouts of fountain. And just people and families out on a Sunday chilling, hanging around the place. These are some billion-year-old rock formations, older than most of the rock music you've heard. So cool. Let's tread on some rocks. It would be very funny if I lay down and crawled up, but it's not that steep. These can be pretty slippery in the monsoon, is what I'm feeling, because It's also years of weathering that has changed and curved the shape of some of these rocks. But yeah, ideal to come in a dry season here. Peninsula, nice. Thank you, Geological Survey of India, for marking this place out. Truly historical. From excess heating, some crystallization has happened here over time. Each of these bonsai are labeled, especially if they're a specific one. It's like a cute little bonsai garden. I love how it's also kept between these stones because they have enough of their area in here with water, as they don't require like a lot of water. That almost looks like a rock formation. But no, it is a bonsai. Something you would find at a place that is a center for horticulture is developing and exporting cool designs of plants that are grown in this way. Sick. Small lake. Oh, nice.
To like upload on YouTube and explore Spotify and even like edit videos out.
FPS. So now we are in VV Puram and we are headed to VB Bakery, which is considered to be one of the oldest Iyengar bakeries from Bangalore. We are going to have, like I mentioned earlier, we had the halwa form of Damroot at MTR. We're going to try a cake version that is available here, and it is available only on weekends, is what I read about. So let's see if it's available, how it's sold, and whether we can just taste it or we'll have to buy some more inside. Pro tip, don't fall for this. It's actually in here. That is the bakery. I love how it's still in its old school area and building. Oh, yeah. Proper Iyengar bakery. Yummy.
Oh, okay.
They have been making this regular Damroot, which is in this cake format, for the past 72 years at this place. And they've also started this special version, which has some cashew and butter and a lovely modern version basically for the past 10-12 years, which might be attracting a lot of people who are interested. They also have an insane Iyengar bakery typical section with your mawa cakes, your nice, amazing cakes, cookies, patties, all of that. Yum. Don't you just love the smell of a bakery? Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know if this video is able to capture what I am looking at, but holy moly. Look at that. Time for some. Oh my god, look at that, dude. Look at how the gird is like falling apart in all of this. Let's go for it. Cheers from VB Bakery. This is where sins are made. Mistakes, calories, all of that. Oh my god, it's so good. I love the cake format because even though it does taste a little like the halwa because of the girdiness of it, you know, like how you have like a very rich doodhi ka halwa. This is like that, but with ash curd, and it's doing its own thing. It's so yummy. I also love how pach it is, and it's not like a very solid cake kind of format. Adds to it. Yum. Gonna enjoy this. Bye. Show me that aloo bun, bro. Oh yeah. Like Sahil should be saying, look at that cross section.
I was just about to quote
The
that.
cross section of batata.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best, Sai Miki Jaipur. Just look at that cross section.
And here is the weekend special that I had actually read about. This is what a lot of people come here for. Oh yeah, we're gonna take one to go because quite a bit has happened from morning. And we also have another snack over here.
This is masala bun with butter and Congress peanuts in it.
Butter Congress peanuts masala bun is the summary of that. And Sairaj is going for it. Whoa, yeah. Snacks. And the partition of the Indian National Congress in a food item. VB Bakery was a crazy experience. One thing I stumbled upon by accident, which I thought I wouldn't have enough space in my stomach to eat, was the masala khara bun with Congress peanuts, which is also a very signature Bangalorean kind of thing. And it was so tasty. I've never imagined the combination of bread and peanuts in that sense. But it was awesome. And I'm going to try out their weekend special at home after some time. For now, we're going to head to our next spot, which is the Bangalore Fort. Again, another amazing structure and one of those very monumental touristy things to visit, just in case you want a glimpse of like the old history of Bangalore as a place. So let's go. So, if you're ever heading to Bangalore Fort, there is a slight chance that you may miss out on the actual entrance because it looks like there's a big pillar of the fort here, and you'll assume that the gate is straight down on the main road. But it's actually here where you see this sign. There's a small little way to go in through this gate, and that opens you up to the bigger area, which is the Bangalore Fort. Let's go inside. Yeah. That's random sex on the wall there.
Better than 600.
Okay, so I had a bit of a disappointing experience here at Bangalore Fort because no one actually gave information about this earlier, or maybe I just missed it altogether. But this may happen to somebody else, so just fair warning. The fort doesn't really exist in the full format it used to. The half of it has turned into a hospital. So there was just a small section of the fort that we could check out. And it's really sad because there's a lot of history attached to this fort in particular. Mainly that it was first built as a mud fort by Kempe Gowda the First, who was a vassal of the Vijayanagar Empire. Wow, I sound like Wikipedia. He was supposedly called the founder of Bangalore as well, but you might know the term or the name Kempe Gowda because that's what Bangalore Airport is named after. Unfortunately, we couldn't see any of it. The fort was also later in history converted by Hyder Ali and then further developed by his son Tipu Sultan, the very famous Tipu Sultan, into a stone fort. I have shared some glimpses before this, but that's all that remains of the fort. There isn't really any fort to go sightseeing anymore. And the entry to the fort, that of the small area that actually has remained of the fort, is free of cost because I don't think anyone's really maintaining it. There were no boards about anything to do with the fort. A little disappointing to see such a monumental piece of fortification from a very old time just lost to development and like modern stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, hospitals are important, but I don't like that they're like not at the cost of like losing something so monumental. Anyway, that's that. Moving on, I think the next thing to do again is grab another bite, and you will love this next place I'm heading to. So stay tuned. We are here at Maratha Darshan to taste a little bit of Maharashtra and a little bit of Karnataka together. Let's go in and see what the food menu is like. This is the inside. Super famous if you ever watch videos of this place. Okay, so here we are at Maratha Darshan, which is a very old school military style hotel, restaurant rather. And you get these traditional, amazing fusion kind of foods that were brought to Karnataka a long time ago by soldiers who used to work in the army of Shivaji Maharaj's father. And through time, because of their settlement here and the mix of their culture along with Karnataka's culture of food and other cuisine, they developed this amazing thali that is eaten with ragi mudde, which is a millet ball that is very traditional to Karnataka. And we're going to have some very nice Maratha style curry along with the millet ball. We're also going to taste mutton kaima, which is like mutton minced meatballs that are really famous here. So I will see you when the food's on the table. Look at that delicious meal. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We asked for the mutton meal, which comes with the ragi mudde, which is, oh my god, look at the texture of this. It just breaks off. You mold it again like this. Don't worry, I've washed my hands before eating this or touching this. And you dip it in gravy. It's the first time I'm ever tasting this. So different than anything I've ever tasted. A different flavor. It almost acts like a bread, but it's not. It's a more like healthy version, I feel. The flavor of that curry is incredible. Oh my god. It's also cooked so well. It's just breaking right off the bone. Look at those pieces. Oh my god. It's also spicy, which I personally love. This fits right into my palate. And I'm sure it tastes insane with rice. This is mutton kaima, which is made of mutton mince. They're like meatballs. We'll reach there soon. But before that, I want to taste some of this salan with just the rice. Reminds me of like, if you're from or around Mumbai, it reminds me of agri food, like that very heaty flavor that comes from food like this. Oof. Oh, it is spicy. So do try this out only if your spice tolerance is decent. Mine is amazing and I enjoy food like this a lot. Now let's just quickly try out the kaima. I don't want to get the whole plate and everything dirty, so I'm gonna just break a bit off and then eat the whole. Oh, look at that juice! I'm salute the juice. Wow, different taste altogether. Like none of these items taste the same. They all look distinctly different. Oh Lord, look at this meat falling right off the bone. It's incredible. I think because we've been eating from morning, the both of us have been able to share this meal. But oh Lord, it's been one spicy, tasty ass meal. We couldn't have had like a whole one. I mean, I'd come here with an empty stomach and probably be able to, but not otherwise. I don't think so. What a treat. So the bill for the mutton meal along with the ragi mudde and the mutton kaima plus 2 buttermilks that we had and a bottle of water came up to 650 Indian rupees, which is incredible for what we ate, and I wish we could eat a little more, but we've been eating stuff from this morning and we didn't have bursting. Yeah, we didn't have enough space to add any more stuff, but we will definitely come back here, and this is one of the highly recommended places. So do check it out if you're in Bangalore and you have some time to spare. It'll be amazing. Guaranteed. It's just keep your spice tolerance in check. We are at Cubbon Park, and today is the last day, luckily, to be able to catch the flower show that started earlier in November. We're just going to have a look around and go to the exact location of where it is. I'll show you some very pretty decorative things to do with flowers in some time. This is just the park generally. And we are walking through. There is where we have to go. This is for anyone who wants to buy plants from here. And then there's the more, ooh, vendors, pots and plants. Sunflowers. Some of the things on exhibit. Giant flower pineapple. There's a lot of crowds since today is the last day and it's a Sunday. But I'll shoot more as I get closer. This is so crowded. Like a jatra.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. 500 rupees ಫೈನ್. 500 rupees ಫೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾವೀಗ ಕಳ್ಸಿದೀವಿ. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ 500 rupees ಫೀಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
The flower tractor. Flowers. Wow.
ಸೈನ್ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. ಹೋಮ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಮ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಜ್ಞೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು 7 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ. ಹೋಮ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ.
The great capsicum and nimbu elephant. And a map of Karnataka with flowers for no reason, but fun. More flowerful elephants. Hi dear flower. Look at this tree. Oh my god. And it's so big that there are younglings bouncing off this tree.
Go there.
On both sides. Whoa. Kids riding a trunk. What is going on here? That's wild. Besides the flower show right now, Cubbon Park is actually very beautiful. And I would love to come here on a non-crowded, probably weekday, to actually explore this place when it is beautiful and clean. Because a lot of people tends to make things a little dirty. Anyway, see you outside. For my almost end of the day, I'm here at Bob's Bar. A lot of people who actually stay in Bangalore might know about Bob's because it's the cool place to hang out. And this is the one at Wood Street. So we're going to go inside and I'm going to show you why it's awesome to come to a Bob's. This is actually a huge one. It has a lot of space.
What's the scene, Bob? It's Bob's.
Let's go. Okay, so my last stop before we go and visit a friend is Bob's Bar. And what I love about this place is great selection of music at all times. There's a lot of classic rock, a lot of pop rock and stuff like that that plays. So that's an important thing when I want to go out drinking or to a bar somewhere. And the food is amazing. It's a little cheap. Also, the drinks are, there's a lot of drinks to choose from. So that's why I've probably come here for a hang. And we'll be here for a bit before we head over to a friend's place. But now you know why I chose this place among the hang spots for people who also want to just grab a drink, have a quick snack, and meet friends. If you're into like heavier music, if you like to listen to rock and stuff like that, I would say as a younger person, younger matlab 25 and above, obviously, because this is a bar. This is a great place to drink casually and have a fun conversation or get to know people or maybe a potential partner better. So yeah, highly recommend Bob's Bar. There are many all across Bangalore, so wherever you are, you can find one that is close to you. And it's time to grab a drink. This is the very last meal of the day. We have eaten a lot of food through this day, and it has been a very long day. Sairaj will agree. We are now at a friend's place. Krishna say hi.
What's up?
And Salman say hi.
Hi.
We are actually together in a process of fitness, but today breaks those barriers because we are going to eat. We are going to eat
Not too much, not too much.
Ambur Biryani from Ambur Star Biryani, is it?
You get started? No.
And Ambur Biryani is one of my favorite biryanis in Bangalore. Whenever I come here, it's from a place called Ambur, which is in Tamil Nadu actually, and it is supposedly invented by this guy called Hussain Beg. But I am so looking forward to this because whenever I come to Bangalore, I have to have an Ambur Biryani. So I'm really excited, and we're just going to get into it. Yeah. And this is how we Ambur.
It's a great.
Physics from guitarist. Guitarist? Huh. Psychics.
Mine's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you Ambur the biryani, bro. Crazy. Soon. Pratika, soon. And this got served with raita and salad. I just got served.
PK means?
Time to taste
Thank you.
Star Ambur Biryani.
But now I'm happy to say I can run, say, for 10
let's go.
8 minutes.
Fuck yeah.
Before I couldn't do that.
I'm so happy to hear.
Guys, there's another plate of.
The flavors in the eyes.
Just one more.
I'll open it.
Love it. Love how spiced out it is. Love the
And goes
tikka, the hotness of like the heat that comes from a biryani like this is
Not that
everything.
Spicy, but I think kebab is spicy.
Let me try the kebab. Chicken kebab.
Brilliant.
Kebab's nice. But I love the heat that this is generating in my life.
Made and all
Oh
of
god.
that.
You're the first.
Okay, bye. I'm gonna eat. That's it, Bangalore. Like, share, subscribe. Tata.
spicy.
Enough.